Well, welcome everyone. My name is Esther Lanier. I'm the Associate Director for Employee Relations, and joining me today is my colleague, Emily Hagen-Pastor. She is our Career Link Program Analyst and Project Manager. This workshop today is the first of 10, Launching Your Career series, and today we're here to tell you all about what Career Services has to offer to you. So we really want to give you an overview of our services. So if you have any questions, please put your questions on the chat, and myself and Emily will be able to monitor that for you and be able to answer as many of those questions as we can throughout this presentation. All right, so today's objective is really to tell you how our mission is aligned to helping you as a student, help you explore, prepare, and launch your career during and after CSUN, to how to access our services and resources, and encourage you to stay connected with us. So the Career Center's mission is really to assist you as a student to discover your values and career goals. Through our services and resources, we are here to help you manage your career, and that is whether you are looking to explore different majors, or if you already have chosen a major, what to do with your major, how to find an internship, a job, how to prepare yourself, whether it be through resume reviews, interviewing, networking, alumni connections, different ways that we can connect with you in terms of managing your career, navigating your transition from graduation to work or beyond CSUN, and staying on track with your career path. And obviously, we're here to support all majors and GPAs, all students, pretty much undergrad and grad, and recent alumni. And through that, we really want to help you explore, prepare, and launch you by doing self-exploration. And that's going to be through many different tools that we have to offer to you through our one-on-one counseling and advisement, and also through career resources that we'll be able to share with you today, workplace connections and readiness, and also a direction beyond CSUN. Okay, so if you have not visited us before, here are some ways that you can engage with us. Come and visit us. We are here for you Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5 and Friday from 9 to 4. We have online services are available to you 24/7, and we are in Baramian Hall 413, where you'll be able to see a counselor and also meet with peer advisors. Or when you are ready for that on-campus interview, you can definitely visit us at the interview center. So our services, when it comes to exploration with career counseling and advising, we have a very thorough resource for you called Career Link that Emily will be able to go in depth with you today. And through preparation, we really are hosting a series of workshops this spring semester and moving forward with events to help you with that networking piece. And so also with the Launching Your Career, which is jobs and internships, we have Handshake for you, on-campus interviews, info sessions, and from here to career program. And so with all that, we are exploring different ways, right? And so one way that career counselors can help you with that assessment of what you want to do when we think about what I want to do with my life or what am I doing with my major. As career counselors, we have a career development model, you can say, that really helps us not just while we're in school, but also beyond as well. And then it starts with knowing you. And so then knowing yourself as you tap into your values, your interests, strengths, what ambitions you have, and exploring those options, and getting focused with some goal setting, making decisions, and then taking action as far as getting yourself prepared through the different resumes, interviewing, job search, networking, and just really launching yourself into a full-time opportunity, or while in school into an internship. And so this career wheel, you can say, it's something that we will go through, I would say, throughout our lifetimes, as we're part of the work world. And so this is not just while you're a student that this will be important for you, but as we tap into our interests, and believe me, they change, good thing they change. We're always constantly evaluating ourselves, how we can tap into opportunities that really align with who we are. And so to help us with that, there are some assessments, so the Clifton Strengths, which is really tapping into your strengths. What are you naturally good at? And then knowing what those are really helps you to align yourself to what natural abilities you have and what you're going to find satisfaction when it comes to work. So the more you know yourself, the more satisfaction you'll find through work. We also have the values card sort. And so this is, again, prioritizing your values. And again, our values, do experience a shift, I would say, as we are getting experience in the workplace. When we're looking at strong interest inventory, I'm sure you've had or you've heard this saying that goes, birds of a feather flock together. And so we're looking to find in opportunities or occupations or jobs that you can say that people that have the same interests as you have also have found satisfaction. And therefore, it's a way for you to explore. And the owner, it's an interest profiler that has a wealth of information when it comes to different skills, to actually giving you salary information regarding different occupations. And the MBTI is more about knowing your personality, what those preferences can be. So all these resources or assessments are available to you here at the Career Center. When you come in for a drop-in, you can definitely ask about those. And so also when you meet with a counselor, you can request further information. And obviously, we have more information on CareerLink. And so what are some ways that you can meet with us? Obviously, we have drop-ins. And so they're in person and virtual, and they are Monday through Thursday this semester. And this is where our peer educators and our career counselors help you with very quick questions, you could say, reviewing your resume, questions about your cover letters, or discussing interviewing, networking strategies, or things of the like, or even just very general questions about majors, questions that you may have also. Our schedule is also on the website, so definitely check out the link that we'll be providing to you later to tap into these virtual and in-person drop-ins. And so also, once you've met with a peer advisor or a counselor via drop-in, you can definitely schedule a 15-minute appointment if you would like to have more of an in-depth discussion with your counselor for any further career needs you may have. So those are different ways that we're available to you. And so definitely encourage you to reach out to us and come visit us. So now I'd like to pass it to my colleague, Emily, and she can give you an in-depth overview of some of the key concepts or resources that CareerLink has to offer you.
Thank you, Esther. All right, I'm going to screen share and we are going to explore CareerLink together. Okay, Esther, just want to make sure you all can see the entry point of CareerLink, correct? Okay, good. All right, so this is the entry point of how you would access CareerLink. The URL is www.csun.edu/careerlink. Feel free to go in while we present if you want to, but at the same time, I understand that could be challenging if you have one screen. So know that you're able to go in at any point. It's available 24/7 to you, and you can access and explore. There are a few different ways to get in. If you're a student, you'd click on this tab right here. If you're alumni, you'd click on this one. And once you've clicked here, you'll need to sign into your CSUN portal. Okay, so it'll be the typical entry point of how you get into your portal. Because I have already logged in, I switched over to my login page. And then once you've logged in, it will go to the home page. So this is the CareerLink homepage, and we have a variety of different resources here. I'm going to walk you through it, show you some of the main resources that can be very helpful for you. Do keep in mind, though, there's a lot of different resources in here. So I really encourage you, as I'm introducing you to some of the main ones, to keep a pad nearby and jot down some of the names of those resources. So when you do go back into CareerLink, you can be like, oh, she mentioned BuzzFile. Where do I find that? You can always use the site-wide search right up here. If you don't remember how to find a resource, you just type in BuzzFile and there you go. So I recommend you do that while you're following me along. All right, so in case you didn't know, CareerLink is exclusively for Matadors. It was created by Matadors for Matadors. So that means that there's no other university out there that has access to CareerLink. So definitely take advantage of it and make the most of it. I'm going to start by introducing you to these 8 main sections here. So let's jump into self-knowledge. As Esther mentioned, this is that Self-exploration piece where you can learn more about yourself to help you make those important decisions, such as what you might want to major in or what you might want to pursue career-wise. And this is where we have an interest activity. It's called ONET Interest Profiler. It's pretty quick. It takes about 5 minutes, and it asks you a series of prompts asking you how much you would like doing a specific activity. Doesn't matter about skills. It's all about your interests and whether you like the idea of doing it. And once you've done that, then you're able to take your interests, once you have your 3-termed interest theme, and you're able to use those interests to help you choose a major here at CSUN, as well as being able to learn more about what might be a good career fit for you that's in line with your interests. And I'll show you how to do that. While we're on this page, though, I do want to bring your attention to this strengths application. Once you've taken once you're aware of your Clifton strengths, this is a way to do a little bit of a deeper dive in learning how to apply those strengths in your daily life. So I encourage you to check that out. Please pay attention to some of these other sections too. We have decision-making steps, how do I choose a major information, and then telling you more about assessment tools and how it can help you with your career decision process. All right, so I'm going to go back to that homepage. And now we're going to jump into the academic program section. All right, so this has all of CSUN's academic programs. We're talking about all the undergrad programs, the minors, the graduate programs, any certificates, any credentials. It's all in here. So you can start to see all your different options. You would access all the different programs through this button here, but I do want to let you know that there are a variety of other resources here to highlight as well. So what can I do with this major is a fabulous resource. This is created by the University of Tennessee, and we have a subscription for all of you to access this resource. And it's really wonderful. I'm going to come up with I'm going to show you a specific example, such as sociology, and then I'll show you that resource when I get to that specific page. We also have a resource called BuzzFile, and that lets you know what companies around Los Angeles or nationally, it really depends on what specific area you want to search, but what companies in that area have hired your specific major. So that's really valuable because oftentimes those students who are English majors, sociology, psychology, where there's so many different career opportunities for you, it's hard to figure out, well, who hires my major? So that's the resource that you'll want to highlight and make sure to go check out. And then we have, again, how to choose a major. We have a resource called Cal State Pays. This was actually developed here at CSUN, and it's a fabulous resource to learning about the value of your education. So you can literally go in there, find your major, and see what your projected salary is going to be at the 5-year, 10-year, 15-year mark. So that's a really powerful tool. There's also industry information and salary corresponding information in there as well. We have LinkedIn, and this is where you can search for CSUN alumni. So I actually have this already up as I'm logged in. And this is for those folks who already have a LinkedIn account. So if you don't have one, I really encourage you to start thinking about getting one. And we are here to help you with that process as well, if you need some guidance on setting up your LinkedIn page. And CareerLink also has those resources as well. All right, so on this page, this is where you can see the huge amount of CSUN alumni that are here in LinkedIn, and you can connect with them. And this is where you can search what they do, what they are skilled at, what they studied, and you can further filter to find a group of alums that you'd like to connect with. And here's an example of just the first few individuals that pop up. So I encourage you to check that out when you have some time. All right, and then we have some additional resources here as well. So they are right there. All right, but now I want to go into CSUN academic programs, and I'm going to type in sociology. Now, do know though, if you're not really sure what major to type in, you can search by degree type. If you want to see based off of those interest themes that you took with the ONET Interest Profiler, this is where you can search. I really recommend starting a little bit broad and then narrowing it down. So start with just your first interest and see what opportunities pop up. Then also you can search by subject as well as department and college. They're all in here. All right, but for now, let me show you what this looks like if we go to the sociology page. We even have the specializations listed as well. So there's individual pages for that. And here we go, Sociology BA. It sorts alphabetically, so that's why you'll see it towards the bottom. Okay, so this is a typical academic program page. We start with a brief overview through the description. Then there's that essential information so you can identify the department and college that houses the specific program. And then there are those specializations if they exist within a program. We also included the student learning outcomes that are provided by each department. We have the department contact information and direct links to the department pages and the specific pages for each program. This is where those interest themes, if you've taken the ONET interest profiler and you have something in common with this specific program, you'll see a little star. So I have social as my #1 interest theme, and that's why the star exists for me. And then we have a whole section for academic and advising resources. We have links directly to the university catalog. We have the academic plans, advising information as it exists in the university catalog, related academic programs. So if you're debating on, I'm not sure if this is a good fit for me, but what's kind of similar, I'm not really vibing with this major too well, then there's a way for you to start to see, well, what other options are similar out there. We have any STAR Act degree roadmaps listed here as well, if your program has one. And then the University Library Research Guides, also known as LibGuides. These are really fabulous. I encourage you to go find your major and then search for the LibGuide, and you will see all these amazing helpful resources on how to cite your resources, how to find research topics related to your major, and to identify who your specific librarian is that focuses on your major or your department area. And then we have envisioning your future, right? So this is where we're starting to think about career prospects and all the exciting opportunities that await you. So here's the career information that's included in the university catalog. And then what can I do with my major? All right, so that's that resource I mentioned earlier by the University of Tennessee. And that's really cool because it kind of opens your eyes to all these different career paths you could pursue that are related to your major. So here we have, okay, sociology, and this is general sociology up here. It always opens up the first one, but here you'll be able to see all the different types of areas. So environmental sociology, globalization and political economy, ethnic studies, and criminology and criminal justice. All right, and if you click on one of them, then you're brought to the common career paths that you could go into, as well as the type of employers that you might work for, and then strategies for breaking into this specific area. So it's a very helpful resource. Towards the bottom, it has other guidance on getting started and advancing in your major. So definitely check out your major page in this resource.
Emily,
yes,
you scroll all the way to the bottom on this particular page. I really want to
course.
showcase to the students the benefit of
Yeah.
looking at the professional associations. So professional associations are not just a thing to do when you are full-time in your industry of choice, but it's also now. And why is it now? Because a lot of these organizations have student memberships. And so therefore you tap into the network or the directory of their members. And so that is one way that you can expand your network opportunities, identify those internships that may potentially are not getting filtered through any other resource, but through the specific associations themselves. Opportunities for you to also participate in conferences. And I know that conferences can get expensive. And so one way that you also want to start thinking about utilizing these professional associations is by becoming a volunteer. And so there's many different ways that you can leverage the professional associations component of this particular resource. So I just wanted to mention how you can look at it from a different perspective.
Thanks, Esther. Yeah, that's a great point. I agree. All right, so now let's go check out Candid Career. This is another resource that we partner with so that you can gain access to what we call virtual informational interviews. So these are videos of individuals who have a background similar to your major. So they majored in sociology at their university or something similar. And you can go on, you can see what professions they went and pursued with that degree. Now, some might have gotten an additional professional degree that required more advanced study, like being a lawyer or so forth. So this is a way that you can see, though, all the different directions you could take. And there's a variety of different videos. So they each video is wonderful because it mentions some of the highlights of what they like about their profession, maybe some of the challenges they faced in their profession, as well as how they got there. And some even talk about kind of the day-to-day work that they have to do in their jobs. So it's really insightful, especially if you're thinking about pursuing a similar career. Alrighty, then we have that BuzzFile resource. So here you'll see the different types of industries. So I have, let's see, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to load. Okay, here we go. So this is a specific tailored list where we were searching for different type of opportunities related to sociology. But what you can typically see, and I have this queued up as well, so let me go here. Here is a list of employers of English majors, all right, specifically searched for in Los Angeles. And if you scroll down, this is a free resource, so you will see these pop-up ads, unfortunately, but it's free, so that comes with it. All right, so here's a list of the different companies that tend to hire English majors for this specific example, and they're all located in Los Angeles. And then you can also start to see the different types of industries that tend to hire English majors, so that you can broaden your awareness of all the different type of industries that you could go and work for, as well as the different type of companies. Now, this is just a starting place, all right? So then it's up to you to go in and click each company and then go to their HR page and start to learn more about what that company is all about and what type of opportunities they have. But we've helped you find that first, take that first step and learn about what type of companies are out there, industries are out there related to your area of study. All right, so now I'm going to bounce back to this page here, this one, okay. And then we have related career profiles here. And then this next step is where you can find more information on professional associations that you might want to be a part of that are related to your major, as well as club and org directory that's specifically CSUN, so you can start to get involved right now as a student. And then we have a variety of job listings, internship listings, and various other opportunity listings related to your major. So I'll just click on jobs and you can start to see. Here it's alphabetical, so you can go through and start to see the different type of opportunities that might be out there. And each one of these is not necessarily an individual opportunity. It goes to a specific page that houses a variety of opportunities. So there's a lot here for you to explore. All right. And
So I
now,
also wanted to give some feedback in terms of BuzzFile. So as you can see, it's a very comprehensive web resource, right? And so I know most of the time students will tell me where the internships are. So the internships are across the board in different industries. So when you look at BuzzFile, for example, it is not really meant to overwhelm you. It's really to help you focus more your strategic search. You know, so at least if you know that you want with ABC company, then you'll be able to go through that that particular route, but also taking a look at using the multiple resources that we're sharing with you today. So if it's ABC, for example, okay, are there any alumni at ABC? And then trying to dig a little bit more. It's not just really being able to just find everything like right on the spot. There's got to be some investigation you got to do on your own as well, just because your interests are unique to what your goals are.
yeah, definitely. Okay, so next I wanted to point out career profiles. So we have over 700 career profiles, and what career profiles are, it basically tells you more about a certain type of career, you know, what type of educational requirements there are, what you would do in that career, what's a reasonable salary, all those types of things. So I'm going to bring you to all of those different resources here in a second by clicking on this button, but I do want to let you know some of the resources on this page. So as I mentioned, those virtual informational interviews brought to us by Candid Career, this is another entry point that you can go to find out more about the different types of videos. And they have career exploration channels, which is a fun way to start to explore different careers based off your interests. And then there's also individual videos from career profile from industry professionals. So that can be a way for you to do your own individual search any way that you want to. So these two entry points are there for you. There again is what can I do with this major? And then we have information on informational interviewing and job shadowing, which I'll actually show you in another section in a little bit. All right, so let's dive into a career profile. So I was thinking of showing you physical therapists, but do know you can search by your interest theme. You can also search by job zones. So what is job zones? Well, that's the level of education and experience that you will need. So in case you're wondering, job zone 4 is typically around completing a 4-year education. So once you've completed CSUN, that's kind of where you're going to be at. Job zone 5 is additional education, might require a master's degree, a doctorate, that type of thing. And then these right here vary in a variety of different types of skills, from no educational experience is required because on-the-job training is there, to might needing a few years of college. All right, so let's take a look at physical therapists. Okay, here is physical therapist. All right. And here we start with a very simple description as to what this profession is all about, as well as interests will pop up again and again. If you've taken the Own an Interest Profiler and your results are in the system, then you might find a star next to a certain interest that might indicate this might be aligned with your interests. And then here we have a great way of exploring these different types of professions. So if you want just like a quick snapshot, an overview of what this profession is all about, then I suggest going to My Next Move. And here's where you can see some basic information, like what they do, on the job you would, all these different elements here, the knowledge, skills, and abilities, personality, traits, technology, and then here, basic education information. It doesn't go in depth, it's just a nice overview here. There's the salary information. And then if you wanted to take a deeper dive, that's when I recommend you go to Occupational Outlook Handbook. So let's say you have a clear idea as to what you want to do career-wise. I want to gather as much information as I possibly can to be able to envision what this would look like for me. Well, this is the place for you, the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And there's a lot of content here, you know, so we link to it and you can explore it at your leisure. And here's where you can see detailed information as to their duties. Let's see, is there anything? No, that's it for that page. And then their work environment. And then you have how to become one. And this is so important because there might be certain credentials you might need, certain requirements. And it's important to know about those and be able to plan for them. And then I love this part here, the important qualities. So I recommend you look through those and make sure that you know, you're working on those qualities for yourself, as they'll be needed for that profession. Pay, right? We all want to know how much we're going to get paid for a certain profession. So that information is detailed here. The job outlook, that pretty much means what is the future of this profession? Is it likely to have more jobs in the future, or is job growth declining in this specific field? So, so all of that is helpful as well as you plan your future. And then there's similar occupations here as well. And I don't want to skip over that, state and area data. So that's where you can go in and start to explore in more detail. Well, what does this look like for me living in California? And how does the cost of living factor into how much my salary will be, and those types of questions. All right, I'm going to jump back. And I do want to point out a few other little things on this page. Let's say you know specifically what you want to do career-wise, but you're not sure what major to pursue here at CSUN. We help you with that, so you can go to your specific major page, or your specific career profile page, and then be linked to your a major that's related to that career. And then there's alternative job titles. And this information is so helpful because a career could go by many different titles. There are many different titles that could pretty much make up a career. So when you're looking for a certain job, it's helpful to know all those different terms that that profession could go by. And that's where we help you by including those alternative job titles. All right, I think that's pretty much it for here. I do just want to point out, we do also have information on the clubs and orgs directory here by career profile. Also, professional associations are listed here as well. It's a drop-down menu. And then again, you can search for jobs, internships, fellowships, and so forth by career profile. All right, and I'm going to touch upon some of these other sections here. Handshake jobs, internships, and more. This is all about finding opportunities. All right. So Handshake is CSUN's job board, pretty much. It's when companies want to hire matadors for jobs or internships, they post their opportunities on Handshake. So make sure if you're looking for an opportunity, either on campus or off campus, go into Handshake and see what opportunities are out there for matadors. So it's a really powerful system. You should check it out. There's tons of opportunities.
Emily, I would like to address a question that's on the chat.
Yeah.
It's to the use of Handshake and
Okay.
interviewing or seeking to secure interviews. So Handshake is alive and well, job board that the employers are constantly, listing their opportunities. And so if you happen to be applying to this, to the opportunities through Handshake, but it's not giving you any results, remember that these are employers are actively seeking to fill their internships or full-time opportunities. And so take a step back and think in terms of how is my resume connecting to the opportunity that I'm applying to? How is my cover letter crafted to that particular opportunity? That's what we're here to help you with that, so that we can help you put on the lens of the employer, you can say, so that when you're presenting your package of your resume and your cover letter to the opportunity of your choice, that it's doing its best to, get and land that first interview. And yes, indeed, as David, you said to the chat that your effective networking has led you to network to obviously landing an interview. That is obviously the great way to do it too. But look at Handshake in terms of not just looking through the opportunities, but engage with the employers. A lot of the employers are posting their own events. They want to engage with you. And so it's not just through paper. They want to be in touch with you, like hear you. So be as exploratory as you want through Handshake, so that as the employers connect with us in person through their career fairs or just through the portal itself through Handshake, that you are engaging with those employers. Link them on through LinkedIn, send them that particular request as well. So you're shopping, for an opportunity, and so are they. So how you present yourself is also going to be critical to start getting those opportunities and just get get chance to have a conversation with them, which is really what the interview is all about. But thank you, David, for putting that question on the chat.
Yeah, great question. Thank you. Another area I would like to point out is this jobs and real world experience database. This is unique to CareerLink. And this is where when our CareerLink researchers were finding opportunities related to different majors and different careers that might not be in Handshake, we decided let's create a database of opportunities and link them to majors, link them to careers, and then create this search engine so that you can search through them all. So let me quickly put a scenario together. All right. So let's say you're looking for an internship and you are interested in working in the industry education and training, and you are an undergraduate student and you're hoping to stay in the Los Angeles area. All right, so I'm going to press apply, and there's 36 different results. Now, remember, that doesn't mean just 36 opportunities. Whoa, that went quickly. It means that there are 36 different sites that house tons of different opportunities. So again, things appear in alphabetical order, so make sure to scroll down and see all your different opportunities. Let's just see. For example, okay, edjoin.org opportunities. Search for openings in fields of education across America. From school teacher to school nurse, positions are available with the purpose of facilitating, administering, and supporting education and school in many forms. So here you can click expand details, start to see, okay, well, what type of opportunities does this one have? What type of career fields does it focus on? And the target audience and the location. So this is a pretty broad site. And then you can click here and you will be brought specifically to this resource here. And then you can explore further. All right, so that's an example of how to use the real world experience database.
If I would look at it through a lens of a student, how I would use this, obviously it would be through the aspect of, let's say, okay, there's XYZ company in here. And obviously, as you can see, this resource takes you to their website, right? And maybe there isn't any particular internships as you look in their career section. But remember that just because an internship is not listed doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Or what if, for example, you're the person that opens up the opportunity for an internship? So again, think outside the box and look at how much and how bad, I guess, you want to work for this organization of your interest. And this is where your networks come in, whether it be through Ask a Matador or through LinkedIn. Or through the employers that we host here, so that as you look at these opportunities that, you know, or a specific area that you're interested in, but is not found through what you're looking at, could be one way that you can introduce your skill set, your variety of experiences to an employer. And you might be the first person that they could have as an intern in their organization. So always, you know, exhaust the multiple ways that you can think of an internship or a job search in a very unconventional way. So again, this is not just to give you a list of all these different things and like, okay, well, where are the internships? Remember that a lot of companies do have certain recruiting timelines. Some companies might be recruiting a whole year out. So the more you get to know your industry, the better off you will be. You know, so for example, in speaking to an employer this week, you know, they're already interviewing for full-time opportunities in the summer, in February. That means that this employer started recruiting summer or fall of last year. So this is where, again, looking for an internship is not just I graduated and I need a job now. It's a process. And I think the more you embrace the process of being constant in the search, you know, the more it's going to lead you, I would say, in terms of opportunities as you reach your graduation or as a student looking at the different internship opportunities.
And remember, we're here to help you throughout the process. So coming in, speak to us during drop-ins, that type of thing. So if you find that you're kind of overwhelmed with it, we can help break down what you're going through and helping you each step along the way.
I think in interest of time too, if we can just revert to the regular presentation. So
yeah,
which is a lot of the key ones we're going to be speaking about. So
okay.
Let
I'm
me.
gonna stop sharing. Okay, go for it.
All right, so let's share back in here. So, okay. Oh, all right, so we are here, and that's where Emily was pretty much touching upon. So just here in terms of Ask a Matador, that is definitely a resource that you want to tap into through the Alumni Association. It's a really cool resource. You're pretty much asking a Matador, you know, any question you may have about that's career related, whether it be, you know, I wanted to seek more help in my interview practice, or want to know if I can find an alumni in XYZ company. So it's a really cool tool to utilize. So I highly encourage you to explore it. All right, so this semester we are full on with the different workshops. So as you can see here, and by the way, follow us on our different Instagram and on our website calendar. You'll be able to see all the events that we have going on. But obviously, most of you may or may not know about Maddie's Closet. But again, in that preparation space, we really want you to know that Maddie's is here to help you with your career readiness, pretty much, when it comes to having career-related functions as far as interviewing, you have a conference or a networking event you need to go to. We are pretty much able to help you with the assistance of stylists that we have on premises to help you identify that particular outfit that you would feel comfortable in. So definitely pay us a visit. So our drop-ins now are Monday through Thursday, you know, and just come on and just you know, get in touch with us and we'll be able to help you as much as we can. It is a donation-based program. So again, we'll do our best to fit your style and the type of outfit that you have in mind. And so we will go from there, and everything that you are able to identify to the closet, it's free for you to keep. All right, so moving on to the semester, we have obviously the various fairs or career fairs are coming up. So we just had yesterday the on-campus job fair, so hopefully you had an opportunity to go to that and tap into the on-campus employers. But Tech Fest is coming in February. Wow, that's pretty soon. And the spring career fair. So Handshake will have all the employers already signing up to come to these events. So I highly encourage you again to utilize Handshake. When you go to these fairs, it's not really to ask the employer, what are you guys recruiting for? It's really coming in already versed into who they are, what services and goods they have. And knowing more about the company ahead is going to be beneficial to you. And so in the intentionality also helping you with that networking space, we want you to also have the opportunity to meet with employers through a resume review space and the Matador Alumni Mock Interview Night and Sustainability Careers Networking Night. All of this is really for us to give you the space to feel comfortable and talking to these alumni. And another space for you to connect with alumni is through a series of Matador Insights, which we'll be hosting in February. Starting in February, we'll have social justice, education, and nonprofits. We're going to have sports industry in March, and in April, we're going to have sustainability. And just as an FYI, for those of you that are still with us in the workshop today, for the sports industry, that's a space you're interested in. We already have the LA Rams booked, and also we have this for baseball, Angels. So we have those two coming up, and Angels AFC. So we have 3. So definitely opportunities to connect with the employers. And in honor of Black History Month, we have an empowerment series coming up as well. And through our employment program, again, we have many different ways to engage with you. So highly encourage you to participate. And so again, some of these particular resources Emily went through. But again, Parker Dewey, these are micro internships and they're paid. And it's an opportunity for you again to identify internship opportunities. And Forage, they're not paid. However, these are self-paced projects, you can say, that you can work on for real companies that you can definitely list on your resume as experience. And from here to career, it's our in-house career readiness program. It's about 9 months or so where you partner with your supervisor to really help you in the career development, but also support you with your growth as a student, but as also someone that is preparing themselves to enter the workspace even after CSUN. So if your supervisor is not part of this program, definitely bring it up to them, and hopefully that will be something that you and your supervisor can benefit from. And going global, just really quick, this is really not just for because I'm interested in going abroad and working, for example, but it also lists local opportunities by state and by city. Obviously, this is a great resource for our international students because it has the H-1B visa piece to it that tells you which particular organizations have put in a request to sponsor. And then I've already mentioned Ask a Matador, but also another way for alumni to engage with you is by participating in the Corporate Connect programs that the Alumni Association puts for together for students. So there's many different ways that you can definitely leverage your time here at CSUN. And so beyond CSUN, right, what do we have for you? We have alumni services, and that is 1 year of access to our services once you graduate. And that means you get to meet with us 3 career counseling sessions through email, phone, or Zoom. And you have 5 drop-ins pretty much during the semester or through the year for career advising sessions. And the resources, they're pretty much available to you as well. Handshake, Career Link, any employer event that we host. Obviously, you can see we have the recent grad and alumni fair coming up in April. The networking activities I just mentioned as well, info sessions, and at times there are employers that will be open to alumni to participate on campus interviews, but definitely they will give priority to currently enrolled students. I highly encourage you to follow us. We are now more active, you could say, on the different channels, social media channels that we have. So definitely be with us. I wonder if you have any questions for us. But this is all we have for you today. So hopefully this has been helpful. Any questions that you would like to share with us, we're here for you. Feel free to unmute yourself, or if you want to ask any questions via the chat, that also works. Any questions? Anything that comes to your mind of what we discovered or talked about today?
Bryce, do you have a question?
I have a question about the handshake program. Like, I'm a freshman, so it's like I know it takes like a process to like to get them to know, but like how does the process of doing handshake like works?
Yeah, so I'm glad you're on Handshake because that is the tool where you need to be when it comes to identifying opportunities. As a freshman, a lot of times it may be where employers may or may not be, interested in recruiting freshmen. Okay, I'm not saying that it's 100% no, but the more you start engaging with them and you show interest in your organization, you're being proactive already. So it's not necessarily a waste of your time. There are a lot of companies that are very much open to freshmen. And remember that it's not because of your class level, okay? You have to look at what is experiences that I have gained through our high school that I can present to an employer for opportunities. So don't let your class standing be a deterrent, because remember, the employers at the end of the day look at you from the space of what experiences does this particular student bring into this role. So that is also where the reaching out to alumni is very important, because they can give you inside information that maybe a company's website may not give you, that can help you stand out and leverage, information that you can share with an employer. Again, remember, employers want active students. So I encourage you to go to the career fair too. The career fair may seem overwhelming, but you have to get used to the fact that you're in it to expose yourself to employers and learn as much as you can from that experience and interacting with them. And believe me, employers love it. And actually, some of them, they check in terms of how many students participate in whatever events you're hosting through Handshake or through us. Because at the end of the day, we are able to give them resume books too. So it's about engaging. You cannot make that, you have to make that a priority, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, what other questions are there?
Any other concerns regarding Handshake or any other the resources that we were able to share with you today? There's so much on Career Link that I highly encourage you to really explore it and look at it from an unconventional perspective. I always tell the students, you have to put on the employer hat on. If you just look at yourself as a student, then your lens is a student. But that's why it's very helpful to talk to the employers, because one, you start learning, you know, how they are presenting their products and services to you, what they look for in the employees that work with them, in interns, you know, in their first year hires. So there's a lot of benefit to really be in the know of the employers. I'll give you a brief example of how I've been able to leverage connections. And so, you know, applying for, prior to my time here at CSUN, I worked at USC. And so after my graduate program, I cold turkey applied to USC. I had not been there, and but I did my due diligence. I pretty much went to my mentor. You know, I said, "Oh, they're gonna ask you why USC," and I was very honest. I needed a job, but how do I say that, right? So then, you know, I had to learn that it was a Trojan family, and I was like, "Who are they?" Okay, well, it's their network, and so I had to come in like I was a Trojan, like I was talking their talk, you know, and so you have to really understand the industry and the employer you're looking to be part of, so that you are, you know, that you already know who they are and how they do business. So you want to make sure that the interactions with the employers are going to work for your benefit. And even with my time here at CSUN, so I'm twice a grad from CSUN, undergrad and grad, and through my networks as well. This is how I've been here for the past 4 months. And so all of this works. It's just you have to put time into it. You have to be ready, you know, and the readiness comes in from, you know, if it's putting your resume together first and knowing your small elevator pitch, you know, just getting to know how to talk about yourself is very important. And that's why we're here. We can help you, because remember, we're full-time staff. We already know the drill. We've been through it, you know, so it's just part of the process of looking for work and looking into the organizations of your interest. So that's my personal advice. Extra 101. Any other questions? If not, I want to take, well, I want to give you at least 4 minutes back of your time. But I want to thank you for joining us today. It was our first session. And so any other questions you may have, feel free to email us, and definitely encourage you to keep on engaging with us in the many more different workshops and events that we'll be having this semester.
Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Everything was really helpful.
Awesome. Thank you, David.
Yes.
Thank you.
Would you be so kind and put both of your emails on the chat so I can take them and write an email for you following up to this meeting, please?
Yes.
Sure.
Put that.
Thank you very much.
So we'll go ahead and call it a day. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.